What up, everybody? It's your boy T-Man. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create your own LUT using Adobe Lightroom and a LUT generator. I will put the link in the description to download this LUT generator so you guys can start making your own LUTs and not depending on other people for LUTs that don't fit your video. Alright, so to start off, import your clip into your software, whatever your recording software is, and what you need to do is take screenshots of your videos. Alright, so if you got one clip, you can go around taking screenshots, multiple screenshots of the same clip to make sure you get everything perfect, right? So if I'm using Vegas Pro 15, so all I have to do is click this little paper clip right here and save it into a specific folder. So I'm gonna take one more screenshot. That'll put me up to 3. So when recording your video, you want it as flat as possible. So flat means that there's no blacks. Everything that should be black is pretty much dark. Everything that should be white is gray. So you're really only working with the grays, and it gives you a higher dynamic range to where you're able to see the sky and in the shadows over here of the trees, so you don't lose any detail. So this picture profile right here is one that I recently made. I'll be giving it out. I'll put a link in the description to where you can download this and install it. It's only for Canon DSLRs. I guess eventually I'll make one for Nikon and Sony. But right now, to me, this is beating out CineStyle, the one that the picture profile that everybody's using that says that gives you the best flat image. I disagree. I believe that this is pretty flat right here. So right now we're gonna move over to Lightroom. Or first, once you download the LUT generator, you're gonna have to create a HUD. So a HUD is a lookup table that shows all the colors, and you're pretty much going to be editing the values of the HUD and convert it to a cube. So you need to go to generate HUD, go to the folder that you want, click OK, and it's going to create a file, this file right here. One thing you can do is change it from a 3D LUT 25 to 64. Alright, so this right here gives you a description on what the difference is, so the file size, and you get a lot more detailed in your LUT once you go to a higher number. So we'll close all this and we'll move over to Lightroom. So this is the look that we're going to be going for right here. That really cinematic look. So first I will import the rest of these pictures. Alright, so we're going to reset this, and we're going to go through editing these 3 pictures. Alright, I will start with this one first because we have shadows and then we have the sun in it. So first thing I like to do is push up the exposure, and then later on we'll probably come back and we'll take it down. But then we're going to go to the contrast. We're going to push that up a little bit. Highlights, we will bring down a little bit, or a lot. Shadows, I like to, we'll push it up just for this LUT, but I usually push the shadows down. You know what, we'll go down. We'll go to the left. Whites we'll bring up, and blacks we're going to bring down. Alright, and then the vibrance, we're going to push that up a little bit. The saturation. push up. All right, so what we pretty much just did was color correct. So this is not really color grading, but with certain LUTs, you want to incorporate color grading on top of the color correction. So it's less work that you actually have to do to the footage. You just apply that LUT. You don't got to worry about color correcting afterwards. You just jump into it. So usually what people like to do is go down the line. Go from the basics to tone curve to HSL. But we're going to jump down to the bottom to camera calibration. Now that we've color corrected, we're going to start our color grading. And I like to start with the camera calibration. So we're going to go for that more Hollywood teal orange look. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the blue primary and we're going to go over to the left. So if you go all the way over to the left, it's kind of drastic teal. You go to the right, you get more of a pinkish purple tint. So we're going to go about 50 over to the left for the blue. The green, we're going to go to the right, like 65. And the red primary, we're going to go to the right a little bit. All right, so
team, I made it.
So you can see the difference. I'll show you the before and after. So instantly the colors pop out now. Now we're done with camera calibration. We're gonna move back up. So we're gonna do the tone curve first. So the S curve that everybody normally do, we're gonna start off with that. We're gonna bring the shadows down a little bit, and we're gonna bring the highlights up. So now we're not done with the tone curve. Usually that's what people do. They'll just do a little S, whatever. But we're going to start playing with the colors to set the mood. So we're going to push the shadows up in the blue. And we're going to take the highlights down. So instantly it gives it a cool feel, like it's winter outside and stuff like that. And then we're going to go to green. Well, we'll do red first. We're going to push the reds in the shadows a little bit to give that kind of purplish purple look, purple orange. And then we're going to take the highlights out of the red. Take the red out of the highlights. And then the green, we'll see. No, green, we'll just leave it where it's at. So now we're done with the tone curve. And then we're going to go to the HSL, so the hue, saturation, and luminance. So this right here is where you control each individual color. So red, you can either push the red to a more stronger red, or you can push it to an orange. So we'll push it to the left a little bit more towards the red. The orange, I never recommend changing the orange because orange controls skin tones. So unless you want people looking like a Cheeto, don't do it. All right, yellow and green controls the grass. So me, I personally like in my shots, the grass to look more dead. I don't want it too green. So the yellow, I move more towards the orange, and the green, I move more towards the yellow. And that kills the color of green altogether. Aqua and blue control the sky. So you see all this right here, we're gonna change all this. So I do blue first. So we'll push it over to the left some to give it that teal look. And the aqua, you can change it back to blue if you go to the more the purplish side. But I love this teal look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push everything to the left. So usually purple and magenta don't really control anything unless somebody has specific clothing on. So we'll leave those where they're at. So saturation, so instantly, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take down the saturation of the blue and the aqua to give it more of a washed out feeling. Give it some emotion. All right, and we will push the reds up just a little bit, and we'll push the orange a little bit to give people a lot more color in the skin tones. And then the only thing we're gonna push up for luminance is the orange, which is the skin tone. So luminance controls the brightness of each color. So you see right here, in the trees right here, I'm moving that around. It's pushing up the brightness of a specific color. So when it comes to skin tones, it pushes it. You're able to see skin tones a little bit better. So I'm gonna push that up just a little bit. And then here is before and after the HSL. And that's it. All right, so as far as editing wise, that's it. Now, what I recommend you do, the reason we got 3 screen grabs is you want to copy. You're gonna right click, go to settings, copy settings, and you want to choose all the settings that you use. So we did white balance, tone curve, basic tone, color. We didn't do anything with tone splitting because we used the tone curve. So just make sure that all of these are selected. And you're gonna copy, and then you're gonna paste those settings onto the other screen grab. So off top, the reds to me is popping out a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take the saturation down a little bit. And then for the sky, so what we'll do is we'll come up to the basic and we'll take the highlights up a little bit. And we'll take the shadows up a little bit. And then we're gonna copy settings and we're gonna paste it. And then we'll go to the last one, paste settings, and we'll look, see if anything just doesn't feel right. And after you got a warm and fuzzy on the picture, you're gonna go to this hall that the LUT generator created. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take them settings and you're gonna paste it on this file right here. And then you're gonna right click on it, you're gonna go to export. You're gonna rename it to whatever you want. So C-Log, I'll say tutorial. And then choose the right folder. And then you're gonna export it. When you export it, if you do photography and you use Lightroom a lot, make sure that your watermark is not selected. If your watermark selected, it's gonna look really, really messed up once you apply the LUT. So for Vegas Pro, you need this Vision Color LUT plugin, third-party plugin that you need to use LUTs in Vegas. Jumping ahead of myself now. So now, hold on. So now we have to actually create the cube file. So a LUT is a cube file. So you're gonna open the LUT generator, you're gonna convert to cube, and you're gonna take this file that we saved with the presets from all the pictures on it, which that's not it. You're gonna take this and you're gonna convert it into a LUT. Give it a second and it'll say conversion complete or conversion is done. And now you have your first custom made LUT, and we will see what it looks like. So we'll apply our LUT to it. And we will turn it on. And there you go. So one thing that I don't like about Vegas Pro is you cannot control the intensity of the LUT. So if you're using Adobe Premiere CC, you can control the intensity of every single LUT that you use. With this, you don't have that option. But if you created your LUT specifically to these pictures or your screen grabs, you really don't need to. And so say when you import it into your software for Vegas Pro, you don't like how it's a little bit too dark. Well, you can control the brightness of each clip by applying a curves to it. we'll play it. Another thing, so if you are using Vegas Pro and you do use this Vision Color LUT plugin, if you don't have a strong computer, it will crash your Sony Vegas. If your computer is not strong, it will crash your Sony Vegas, so you may have to go from best to good or preview.
Team, I made it.
But that is how you create a LUT. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped everybody out for creating your own LUT, and you don't have to spend money on buying other people's LUT pack. Yeah, and all that other stuff. But yep, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with every videographer, cinematographer you know.